Real estate is one of the oldest professions in history, and with a huge uproar in social media over the last decade or two, the biggest question remains: how will you survive? What's up guys, it's McKeown back again with another video this week, and today I'm going to be discussing how to utilize social media to build your successful real estate business but truly any business whatsoever. But before we jump into things guys, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it would mean the world to me. It gets my videos out to as many people as possible, such as yourself, that can take advantage of this great knowledge I have to give. One of the biggest things that people struggle with, whether it be a new agent or an experienced agent that just may be in the funk, is lead generation. And I can tell you right now, a majority of my lead generation is through social media. Now, I'm blessed to be part of a brokerage that actually incentivizes me to grow the company, to network with other agents across the country, and actually bring them into the company. So my day-to-day lead generation is not only for clientele, but it's also discussing and just having as many conversations as I can with realtors across the country. And most of that, honestly, is all social media. One thing that's for sure when it comes to real estate is a lot of the work and effort that you're putting in today, you're not gonna see the results till another maybe 60 or 90 days, which is one of the aspects of real estate that is very frustrating to people. It is not kind of like what we're accustomed to in our everyday life. It's not an immediate gratification type of job. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna show you 8 different ways how I utilize social media across all platforms to grow my business in real estate, whether it be through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or any kind of social media altogether. Now, the first thing I would do is clean up your social media accounts. Whether or not you have duplicate Facebook accounts or really duplicate any accounts on any kind of social media platform, I would limit it to 1 per account. A lot of people, what they have is they have a business account on Facebook and a personal account on Facebook. That is fine, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really utilize my business when it comes to Facebook or my business account. Same thing when it comes to Instagram. More people are concerned or care about my personal life than my business account. I'm not saying don't have a business Instagram or don't have a business Facebook, but you're gonna be putting majority of your time and effort into your personal accounts. Another thing when it comes to personal accounts, and I actually had a detailed conversation with an agent on my team earlier this year when I was actually building my team, is on social media, your posts need to be intentional. Meaning that if you find something funny on Facebook, take a laugh at it, make a joke about it, but don't post it on your wall, because a lot of shared posts aren't going to get any kind of reaction. And then if I want to scroll through your Facebook to see who you are and learn who you are, and you just have a bunch of shared posts, it tells me nothing about who you are and what you're about. Now, the next step I would advise you to take when it comes to posting on social media is find a niche. And I could tell you, I actually talked about this in a prior video. My niche when I first started out in real estate was investments. I had about 12 to 18 months of experience actually going to real estate investment meetups. I was posting on forums. I was learning as much as I could, reading books, watching podcasts. I would consider myself in those 18 months an expert when it came to real estate investing, even though the first 12 months I didn't even have a property of my own. Purchased one about 12 months into that, and then about 6 months later is when I started actually helping investors truly become a majority of my business. Now, the next thing I would suggest that you guys do is post. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be across all social media platforms. I'll be honest with you, back in 2017, TikTok may have existed, but I definitely didn't have one. YouTube, I didn't really start uploading videos on this YouTube channel until about maybe 2019 or 2020. I think I uploaded 2 videos in 2019. Realized that I could not edit myself. So a whole year later in 2020 is when I actually brought on my full-time videographer and editor to start uploading consistently. So it was still 3 years in the business until I started uploading on YouTube consistently. About the same time as when I started uploading on TikTok consistently. Until then, it was really just Instagram and Facebook. And this actually rolls great into the next thing that I would suggest that you do, and that's not be a secret agent. Or really, this can be applied to any kind of business as a self-employed individual or a small business owner. If you are not posting consistently about what you do or the services that you provide or what kind of value you bring, no one's gonna know what you do. No one's gonna know that you're a realtor. No one's gonna know that you own a restaurant or a coffee shop. No one's gonna know whatever you may do because you are not being consistent with posting. And what I can tell you is a lot of people like to just creep. A lot of people just want to know about your life without having to DM you and check up with you and say, hey, how's the last 10 years been, because I haven't seen you since high school. They'd rather just scroll through your Facebook real quick, get an idea of who you are and how far you've come in the last 10 years or 5 years or maybe 20, 30 years, whatever it may be. And you can do that by just being a consistent poster and making sure that you're not a secret agent. And by that I mean everyone that follows me on social media, there's no question and no doubt of what I do on a daily basis. Now the next thing that I would say is, if you cannot be creative, be consistent. And this certainly holds true when it comes to TikTok. TikTok doesn't necessarily require a bunch of quality content. If you're just consistent, build a fan base or build an audience, you're gonna get a ton of views on your videos. This is actually one of the biggest dilemmas when it comes to people wanting to create video content, whether it be for Instagram Reels, TikTok, or any kind of YouTube channel whatsoever, is they get so much in their head and think that they need to make this perfect video, and if it's not perfect and doesn't get a million views, that they're going to get upset and not create any more content. That's the wrong way to look at things, guys. Be consistent in your content, okay? It does not always have to be creative. If you think about the most watched videos on YouTube or TikTok or any kind of this short form content, which is really what's being pushed on everyone right now, nothing stands out that is this, theatrical masterpiece. It's always these very trendy, just short videos that capture your attention for that 5 to 10 seconds and you move on with your life. Now, the next thing I would suggest is you follow influencers that you like or that make kind of content that you would like yourself. I know for a while there on Instagram, a lot of people followed people that had, these very, very beautiful walls where they post and it just flows with one another. A lot of people would follow those but struggle to be able to make a similar wall to those that they follow. The same thing can be said when we jump over to TikTok or YouTube. I would suggest that you follow some people and not necessarily just duplicate every single sense of content that they make, because then you're just essentially a copier and you're never going to get to their level just copying someone else. But you can use a lot of what these people are doing that are successful and large influencers in your kind of content, and then just kind of twist it in your own sense to make it your own. The biggest thing with social media, and this is nowadays kind of being skewed, is be genuine. Now, a lot of these very, very large influencers aren't quite genuine, but they were really honestly able to get to where they are by being as genuine as they can. And you're gonna only be the best you, and they can only be the best them. So my suggestion for you is to be as genuine as you can on social media, because people truly want to know you and want to know what you are about. What I can tell you is actually early on in my YouTube channel, creating videos, I wanted to create a bunch of localized content, meaning, hey, move to Dallas-Fort Worth area, this is gonna be fun, or do this, or, downtown Dallas or South Dallas is bad, or, just localized content. Just localized content, so when people actually search into YouTube, they're gonna find all of my Dallas related content, use me as a realtor, and then I'll just blow up and be super successful. Well, I can tell you, after just 2 videos of local content, I essentially got burned out. Not even necessarily burned out, but I hated it. I hated traveling around my metro to try to sell people to move here, when in reality, I may be a realtor, but I don't even sell homes. I allow houses to actually sell themselves. And when you see me create content on my YouTube channel, this is the genuine me, not the person that's outside standing by a business in, North Dallas, trying to say, move to this area because this is a great Chinese restaurant or whatever. It just didn't feel right at the end of the day for me. So majority of my content is surrounded by just the kind of content that I like to produce and like to talk about investing, about credit cards, and kind of just my life to success. Because again, if you followed my channel for a while, 5.5 years ago, I was a high school teacher. I just got my real estate license. I didn't know where I was gonna wind up. And fast forward to today, I've sold north of $100 million in real estate, and I've been able to acquire north of $5 million in real estate properties. Needless to say, social media is the driving factor behind all of my success, and I'm so blessed and happy that I've been given this opportunity. And the last, but certainly not the least, is probably one of my favorite, and it can really be applied to any kind of business owner whatsoever, again, not just real estate, is have fun. Because if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.